In the heart of Italy, on the banks of the Tiber River, a legend was born. The city of Rome, founded by the mythical twins Romulus and Remus, would grow to become the center of an empire that shaped the Western world. The tale of these twins, abandoned at birth and raised by a she-wolf, is steeped in myth and mystery. Yet, archaeological evidence suggests that indeed, around 3,000 years ago, a small settlement began to develop on the Palatine Hill, laying the groundwork for the city we now know as Rome. As Rome grew, so did its political sophistication. The city-state evolved into a republic, introducing innovative political structures that remain influential even today. The Senate, a political body composed of Rome's most distinguished citizens, became the cornerstone of Roman government. It was here that decisions were made, laws were passed, and the course of Roman history was determined. In addition to the Senate, Rome introduced the concept of citizenship, a revolutionary idea that extended certain rights and privileges to its freeborn inhabitants. This notion of citizenship would later become one of Rome's most potent tools for integrating conquered peoples into the empire. The seeds of an empire were planted and Rome was poised to rise. From the banks of the Tiber, a world-shaping power was beginning its ascent, fueled by ambition, innovation, and an enduring spirit of resilience. From its foundation, Rome was destined for greatness. Its legions marched across continents, and its influence spread far and wide. The expansion of the empire was a testament to Rome's military prowess, strategic acumen, and unyielding ambition. The first significant conquest came during the Punic Wars. Rome's formidable adversary, Carthage, was a maritime power that ruled the Mediterranean. But Rome was not deterred. Under the guidance of generals like Scipio Africanus, Rome turned the tide and emerged victorious, annexing Carthage's territories and establishing itself as the dominant power in the Mediterranean. Next, Rome turned its attention to the vast and untamed regions of Gaul. Here, Julius Caesar, a name that echoes through the annals of history, led his legions with unmatched strategic brilliance. His Gallic wars not only expanded Rome's territories but also cemented his personal power, setting the stage for his eventual rise to absolute rule. Rome's ambition did not stop at Gaul. It cast its eyes eastward towards the rich and exotic lands of the eastern Mediterranean. These territories, once under the sway of Hellenistic empires, soon found themselves under the Roman banner. Even the mighty Hannibal, who dared to cross the Alps with an army of elephants, could not halt Rome's relentless advance. Throughout this period of expansion, Rome absorbed and integrated diverse cultures, languages, and traditions. From the sun-drenched shores of North Africa to the misty highlands of Britain, the empire's reach was truly astounding. With each conquest, Rome's power grew, as did its wealth and prestige. But the expansion was not without its challenges. Rome's rapid growth strained its resources and tested its administrative capabilities. It also brought Rome into contact, and often conflict, with new and formidable foes. Yet Rome proved resilient, adapting and evolving to meet these challenges. Rome's power was at its zenith, but with great power comes great responsibility. As Rome's borders expanded, so too did the complexity of managing an empire of such unprecedented scale. This was a challenge that Rome, in all its glory, was to grapple with in the centuries to come. At the height of its power, Rome was a beacon of civilization, a testament to human innovation and cultural sophistication. It was a time when the Roman Empire had spread its influence far and wide, from the sun-soaked sands of Egypt to the misty isles of Britannia, bringing with it a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity. This era, known as the Pax Romana, was a golden age that lasted over 2 centuries. Under the Pax Romana, or the Roman peace, trade flourished, arts thrived, and the empire's infrastructure grew by leaps and bounds. Rome's network of roads, stretching from the heart of the city to the furthest corners of the empire, stands as a testament to their engineering prowess. These roads not only facilitated trade and military movements, but also symbolized the unity and reach of the empire. Roman law, another cornerstone of their civilization, was transformative. It introduced concepts like innocent until proven guilty and the right to face one's accuser, principles that have shaped legal systems across the globe even to this day. In the realm of arts and literature, Rome was a crucible of creativity. The works of Virgil, Ovid, and Horace, among others, have transcended time, their words echoing through the ages, influencing countless generations of writers and thinkers. Architecture, too, reached new heights during this period. Structures like the Colosseum, the Pantheon, and the Roman baths were not just grand displays of Roman opulence, but they embodied the spirit of Rome, ambitious, innovative, and timeless. Yet even as Rome reveled in its glory, the empire was not without its challenges. The very factors that contributed to its success, its vast size, its diverse population, and its intricate bureaucracy, would eventually strain the empire to its breaking point. But even at its peak, the seeds of Rome's downfall were being sown. Like all great empires, Rome faced its share of challenges. Corruption, economic troubles, and military overextension began to chip away at its foundations. The empire that once stood as a symbol of strength and unity was starting to fracture under the weight of its own success. Political corruption had seeped into the heart of Rome, undermining the integrity of its leaders. The Senate, once the beacon of Roman democracy, was riddled with bribes and deceit. Economic troubles were not far behind. The empire's expansion had led to an over-reliance on slave labor, causing unemployment to skyrocket amongst the Roman citizens. The gap between the wealthy and the poor grew alarmingly wide, creating a volatile social climate. Simultaneously, the Roman military, spread thin over vast territories, was overextended. The once formidable legions were no longer enough to quell the increasing number of rebellions and defend against external threats. The pressure from barbarian invasions, particularly from the Goths and Vandals, was mounting, pushing Rome's defense to its limits. In an attempt to manage these escalating pressures, the empire made a radical decision. It split into two: the Eastern Roman Empire, with its capital in Constantinople, and the Western Roman Empire, keeping Rome as its heart. This was not just a geographical division, but a cultural and political one as well. The Eastern Empire, later known as the Byzantine Empire, would go on to flourish for another 1,000 years, while the West faced a different fate. The Western Empire, where Rome sat, was plagued by internal dissent. The political instability, coupled with economic decline and military vulnerability, led to a series of weak and ineffective leaders. The once mighty Rome had become a shadow of its former self, struggling to maintain control over its own lands. The once invincible empire was on the brink of collapse. The stage was set for the end, the fall of the Western Roman Empire, marking the close of an era, the end of antiquity. But as we will see, the legacy of Rome was far from over. The fall of Rome was a shock felt across the known world. A beacon of civilization was extinguished, and an era came to an end. In the 5th century, the once mighty empire found itself under siege, both from external threats and internal decay. The Visigoths, a Germanic tribe, sacked Rome in 410, a blow from which the city never fully recovered. The Western Roman Empire officially fell in 476, marking the end of over 1,000 years of Roman rule. Yet even as Rome fell, the Eastern Roman Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, endured. With its capital in Constantinople, the Byzantine Empire preserved much of Rome's culture, law, and technology. It stood as a bulwark against the encroaching darkness, a beacon of civilization in a time of chaos and decline. For over 1,000 years, the Byzantine Empire carried the torch of Rome, until it too fell in 1453. The fall of Rome marked a transition from antiquity to the Middle Ages, a period often referred to as the Dark Ages. Yet this name is something of a misnomer, for while the light of Rome may have dimmed, it was not extinguished. The knowledge and culture of Rome were preserved and transformed by successor civilizations. Monastic scribes painstakingly copied Roman texts, preserving them for future generations. The Germanic tribes that overran the empire adopted Roman law and governance, blending them with their own traditions. In the East, the Islamic Caliphate preserved and expanded upon Roman science and philosophy, sparking a golden age of learning and discovery. In the West, Charlemagne sought to revive the glory of Rome, establishing what would become the Holy Roman Empire. The Renaissance, a period of rebirth and rediscovery, drew heavily upon Roman art, literature, and thought. The Roman Empire had fallen, but its legacy was far from forgotten. The echoes of Rome's grandeur can still be heard today, resonating through the corridors of time. From the law codes of modern nations to the architectural marvels that dot our cities, the spirit of Rome lives on. Despite its fall, the flame of Rome continues to illuminate our world, a testament to the enduring impact of its civilization. Though the Roman Empire is long gone, its influence reverberates through time. Like the ripples from a stone cast into a pond, Rome's legacy continues to shape our world. The principles of Roman law, the foundation of many legal systems today, embody concepts of fairness and justice that still resonate. Consider the Roman Senate, a political entity that inspired countless democratic institutions, including the United States Senate. Our modern urban landscapes owe much to Roman architecture. The Romans pioneered the use of arches and concrete, enabling them to create structures of unprecedented size and complexity. These innovations are echoed in our skyscrapers and bridges, tangible reminders of Rome's architectural genius. And let's not forget the Latin language, the mother tongue of Rome. It lives on not only in the Romance languages like Spanish, French, and Italian, but also in scientific, legal, and religious terminology. Even the words we use to describe our world, from aqua for water to terra for earth, are rooted in Latin. Rome's legacy is not just in the past, but in the present and future. We see it in our governments, our cities, and our languages. It's a living testament to the power of human innovation and resilience. The story of Rome serves as a reminder of the fleeting nature of power and the enduring impact of civilization.